Russ, good performance, good win. You must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, really good day for us, I think. Playing against a team who are fighting for promotion, have got a real good chance of getting in the playoffs, and I've been re-energised with a new manager. We always knew it was going to be tough, but I really liked it. I think it got a little bit messy in the second half at times, but we're playing against a really good team who have committed a lot of people forward because they're losing the game. I think the only disappointment for me is we didn't score more goals. I thought we looked really dangerous today, really threatening. Got in their box on numerous occasions. Hit the woodwork. Scotty has a great chance. Grigg gets two cleared off the line. So yeah, I am really pleased with the intensity because it's a team that play with a lot of aggression, intensity. Portsmouth. So that's a brilliant reaction from Tuesday night, and that's why we don't overreact. We look at things. We didn't deserve to lose 4-0 on Tuesday night. So it was a horrible scoreline for all of us, but. As usual, the guys bounce back and respond brilliantly with their character, with their intensity, with their attitude to play, and the courage as well. And the pitch helps us a bit. It's coming back to life. So yeah, overall, really, really good day. And I thought there were some outstanding individual performances today. Really, Griggy was great. He deserved the goal. I feel for him. It just doesn't seem to go in for him at the moment. And Dean Lewington, I think we found his best position after 20 years. So I thought there was some really good stuff, some really good play. And as I said, we probably should score a goal or two more.
Yeah, there was some chances there. Matt O'Reilly obviously hit the bar a couple of times. Could have been out of sight.
Yeah, I think that'll be the frustration. Matty seems to be the same. He's getting in such good areas. I thought he was outstanding. He's growing every game, and he'll be disappointed not to have scored. But we're playing against a really good team. So there's going to be a couple of scary moments, but I thought we limited them unbelievably well, especially in the second half. I think they had one chance from a set piece, which is annoying for us. But on the whole, I thought we looked really in control. And as I said, we were playing against a team that's fighting, and in the second half it becomes difficult because they're really, they're pressing hard, really aggressive, and we just made a few too many mistakes on the ball, a few too many. So it's something we need to work on, we need to improve, there's no doubt about it, but this is another team that's going to be up there next season if they don't make it to the Championship, and they'll be competing at the very top end of the table, and we have to test ourselves and be ready for that for next season as well, so I'm really pleased.
That was kind of my next question, that when you point off Ipswich, you may well be in this division next season, quite possibly. Portsmouth the same. Testing yourselves and getting points off. That's 4 points off two playoff contenders. One eye next season. It's a huge positive.
Yeah, I think if you look at the run of 3 games we've had, Ipswich, Lincoln, and Portsmouth, all in around the playoff places at the time we played them. I think everyone knew how big a task it was going to be this week. And it's difficult as well. It's when we aren't really. We are playing. I've said this to Toby yesterday. We're playing for a lot because the guys are playing to prove they can do it. They're proving to test their mentality. But when you're stuck in and around mid-table, towards the end of the season, it becomes really difficult at times to find the same motivation, the same intensity. But I think we found that. The guys found that today after Tuesday. So if you'd have said 4 points before the 3 games, I think everyone would have gone, actually, that's a fair return. Obviously we want more, but I think because of the 4-0 it skews that a little bit and it skews the way people think about it. But as I said, we watched the game back again and it wasn't terrible. But I'm really pleased. The players deserve that, to bounce back the way they did today, and they deserve to get 3 points after it, because I'm sure there were a lot of criticism and questions thrown at them and me on Tuesday. So I'm really pleased for them today.
Just a word, you mentioned Will Grigg. Hasn't scored, but some of his approach plays, layoffs, it's obviously his job is to score goals, job one, but he's bringing a lot to the table.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, his job's not just to score goals. I think he has to press really hard, probably harder than he's pressed for a number of years, and he does that brilliantly. That takes away a bit of energy you have when you're in the box and around there. But yeah, I think he's such an intelligent player. He's training on AstroTurf every day, which is not ideal for him. It's not ideal for a lot of the guys. I've said this all the way along, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's not. So we've been so pleased with Griggy, so pleased. I think he's been disappointed the last 2 games that he hasn't had a sighted goal, but he's been putting so much work in for the team that doesn't go unnoticed for us, and we're grateful for that. We have a huge amount of gratitude that he was desperate to come here, and since he has come here, he's given everything he's got, trained every day, trained really hard, brilliant for the culture around the place. And I think there was people questioning that about him, how hungry he was, how much fire he had in his belly, and he's got loads. He's got so much. So he's proven that. I'm convinced he'll get goals between now and the end of the season. And it was nice to see him and Charlie up front together in that last bit. They look, it was a nice fall for him as well. So he's doing a lot of work. Cammy had done a lot of work beforehand, and obviously he's been injured. So we're we know how much he brings to us, and as I said, I'm just disappointed for him that he didn't score.
It's something that you're going to be looking at obviously at the end of the season as to whether the likes of him and Cameron Jerome are going to be able to stay, or what the
Yeah, of course,
situation is.
I think not just those two. There's a number of players that are out of contract. I think we spoke about Andrew Sermon and Josh McEachran, two guys I'd love to keep. You look at David alongside one of them today, he was incredible, and he's helped by the fact he's got someone, and you could put Josh or Andy next to him today, and it really helps Dave. I think he showed how much we've missed him as well in certain instances. Incredible. So really pleased to have him back. And then there's guys we want to try and keep, and there's going to be a lot of factors that come down to that. A lot of them have played really well. Some of them are coming towards the end of their latter years of their career, so other things come into it. Family, travel. They're not going to move. They're not going to move to Milton Keynes to come and play at 35 years old when the kids are settled in school. So there's loads to take into account. But yeah, we'll do our very best to try and keep the players that have really helped us this year, not only on the pitch but off it immensely as well, and they all come into that category.
Don't think there can be any arguments over their red card, can there?
No, I was a bit upset by the challenge, to be honest. I think if Charlie leaves his leg there, it's really dangerous, and I don't think they had too many complaints. I think they tried, but I think the reaction of our players, we're not that kind of group really. Probably we've wanted them to have a little bit more bite at times and aggression, but we are a young group. But I think the reaction of our players told you everything you need to know. I think once you leave the ground with both feet, it's a big problem because you're not in control of anything. So I was glad Charlie was able to move out the way. But yeah, I don't think there's any complaints or the penalty. It's a blatant penalty. I thought we should have had one just before that with Grigg. Grigg was about to tap the ball in and he gets brought down. But yeah, it's a tough job being a referee. I said it on Tuesday. It's a tough job. It's an even tougher job being a fourth official. But yeah, it is what it is, and the penalty was a penalty and it's a red card. I don't think anyone can complain about that.
We've not seen an awful lot of Ben Gladwin recently, and I've seen him in the stands on crutches. I assume that's his season done.
Yeah, he had to have a minor operation. It's nothing too serious with Ben. Again, another one who's not been helped by training on Astra, and I'll get the question thrown at me, why are you training there? Because it's better and it's safer than Woughton is at the moment. So yeah, another one who's not Bennett. We managed him really well up to a point, and it just got too far where actually he needed to make a decision to be ready for next season or just keep battling on, and it's not ideal. So yeah, we've done brilliantly with injuries this year considering, and then all of a sudden they seem to have come all at once. Danny Harvey got injured yesterday in training. He was due to start today, and he didn't because of that. So that was a loss again today as well. So yeah, we looked at it, and you have to be forensic with this. We sat there yesterday so disappointed about Danny getting injured in training, and we had a long meeting going through every detail, the injuries, at what time, how many days off they'd had, after what game, how many minutes. And when you look at it, Simon and the staff have been incredible the way they prepare the guys for training for games, and we've had a good record, but they've all just seemed to come and it is fatigue. It's the intensity we train at, we play at. Obviously the facilities we train at as well, not hugely helpful, but we can't put it down just to that. But yeah, they've all hit us at one time, and it's frustrating. But Ben will be fine. He'll be ready for the summer and whatever that brings.
Are you expecting to see Danny back before the end of the year?
We hope so. Yeah, we're just waiting to find out the extent. He'll be scanned on Monday. It's still a bit sore, but it feels much better than it did yesterday. So yeah, I'll have to give you an update on that on Monday or Tuesday. But hopefully we will do, because he's so frustrating for him. He's looked brilliant the last few weeks. I'm really pleased with how he's come back and responded. He's looked really strong, probably the best since he's been here. Performances have been really good, and we couldn't start him on Tuesday because he had a niggle, and that's unfortunately, he felt really good, but that's kicked on to an injury yesterday. So really disappointed for Danny, but he's filled us with a lot of hope and positivity and excitement, ready for next season as well. When he's learnt a lot. His first season physically it's tough, and mentally as well. So he's learnt a lot, and he'll be much better for this season. If we can get him back before the end of the season, brilliant. If not, he'll be an important player for us next year.
Russ, mathematically safe from relegation, only 4 games left. What are you hoping to see over these next couple of weeks?
The guys have set themselves a target in terms of points, in terms of goals conceded, goals scored, and they've started that off nicely today. So I just wanted to give them something that they're accountable for, how they feel about the rest of the season, something to chase. And they've set their standards high, so it's up to them to make sure they match those expectations and standards. I think what I want to see is just guys playing with real intensity to the very end, real connection, real conviction, real courage, like they have done all season. I'm so grateful to this group of players. I said on yesterday, we've had 2 teams this year, probably 3 teams if you consider the start of the season when we didn't have Richard and Scott and Cammy and all those guys. So it's been a really strange year, a lot of change. I just want us to finish as strongly as possible because they deserve it. they deserve it as a group. I think the way they've come together, and since January, especially with the new guys that have come in, they've been great. And it's been the toughest year of a lot of people's lives, but it's been really tough. They've had to battle for a lot, and I just want them to finish that journey as well as possible before we embark on another one in pre-season.
Speaking of today's game, usually we pick out individual players that have really excelled, but I just felt that today was just a whole team effort. Every single player did their job and really played well.
And that's what you need, if we're going to improve consistently every week. And I think that's probably been the word we've lacked a little bit this year, consistency, because of the amount of young players we have, the amount of change we've had. But I think, if you want some consistency, and you need 7, 8, 9 players every single. You can't carry too many. And today we didn't carry anyone. I thought they were all brilliant. You're spot on. When Fish was needed, he wasn't needed a lot. He'd done his job. The back three, and we spoke to them about the game, about being really dominant in their role and making sure they really dominate what they need to do. They've got clarity in it, and I thought they were brilliant. So I'm really, really pleased with them, and they're a young group that needs to keep growing.
Cheers, Russ.
Russ, to pick on the last question, it felt like the second half in particular was quite a big one, because the first half had a much more open field. It felt like the second your team really controlled it. Was that quite good to see?
Yeah, brilliant. I think they managed the game really well, especially considering it got a little bit messy at times. I think first half wasn't open. I think we just made 2 or 3 mistakes quite a long way from our goal that they really pounced on. And they have a lot of energy and athleticism to then counter-attack, and they're really good at it, and that's why they end up with a couple of chances. But over the whole, I think they managed the game really, really well.
It also felt like a physical game, but even there, got
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was nice to see our players really compete brilliantly physically against a really powerful, strong physical side. I don't think there was any, apart from the red card, I think it was all pretty, it was fair. It was just really competitive, good game, I think, for anyone watching. So, I'm really pleased with the way the guys stood up to that. They got around each other. They didn't there was a lot of fouls against them, and they didn't let that get to them. They just got on with the game. They played, and as I said, they showed a real togetherness, which is really pleasing.